Oh, right. Let's get right into it. If you give me just the next few minutes of your time, I promise we're going to find the key to that rust-covered lock on your mind. You know the one that's been holding your true potential captive for way too long. Does this sound familiar? I mean, it's that nagging question, right? It echoes in the back of your head, and man, can't it be frustrating? You get the great idea, you feel that jolt of energy, you actually start, and then, poof, life gets in the way. The momentum just evaporates. And look, if you feel this way, you are absolutely not alone. Not even close. We're talking about a staggering 97% of people who are trapped in this exact same cycle. Their mornings kick off with all this hope, but by the afternoon, the excuses creep in, and the day ends with that familiar feeling of regret. And what's crazy is that all that talent, all those incredible dreams, they all get buried under three simple, sneaky little words: I'll start tomorrow. For almost everyone, that phrase becomes the tombstone for their ambitions. So, what is the real enemy here? It's not that you're not talented or that you don't have good ideas. No, the source material for this explainer points a finger at a different culprit entirely: an addiction to what it calls hollow enthusiasm. Oh, we've all felt this. You watch some video, you get a brand new idea, and boom, that dopamine hits your brain. You feel like you could run through a brick wall. But here's the thing, that's not discipline. That's just a temporary high. And when that feeling inevitably fades and you're staring down the long, dull road of the actual work, well, that's where most people tap out. And this right here, this lays out the choice perfectly. You've got two kinds of pain in life. You can choose the pain of discipline, or you can get stuck with the pain of regret. The thing is, the pain of discipline is measured in grams. It's temporary, it sucks for a bit, but it builds you up. But the pain of regret, man, that's measured in tons, and it's a weight you have to carry forever. All right, so let's flip the script. What about that tiny group, that 3% who actually follow through? What's their deal? What do they have that everyone else doesn't? Is it some secret formula? A magic pill? Not even close. The secret, if you can even call it that, is right here on the screen. Successful people have just developed the mental muscle to embrace the grind, the necessary, often monotonous daily work. They have this amazing ability to do the stuff that pretty much everyone else finds mind-numbingly boring. So this is really the core difference, isn't it? The 97% are always waiting for inspiration to strike. They're scrolling, looking for that next hit of motivation. The 3%, though? They don't wait around for a feeling. They build a system, they rely on that system, and they embrace the consistency that everyone else runs away from. And that's exactly where Napoleon Hill comes in. His principles, which he put together from studying the most successful people of his time, give us a concrete, actionable toolkit for building that very system. This isn't about feelings, it's all about structure. Okay, let's break it down. Step 1, a definite chief aim. Get rich is just a wish. Earn $100,000 from my business in the next 12 months? Now that's a goal. Second, a well-organized plan. You got to break that huge goal down into tiny, almost stupidly small daily actions. Third, persistence. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's just a tough teacher showing you what doesn't work so you can adjust. And fourth, the mastermind. You are the average of the people you hang out with most, so you have to intentionally surround yourself with people who pull you up, not drag you down. All right, the next three are all about what's going on inside your head. Step 5 is using the power of your subconscious. Every single night before you fall asleep, you visualize your goal as if it's already done. You feel it. Next up, step 6, quick decision-making. Successful people make decisions fast, and then they change their minds very, very slowly. For most people, it's the exact opposite. And finally, action over overthinking. That analysis paralysis you feel, the only cure is to just take the first step. That single move instantly vaporizes half of your fear. Now I know these steps can sound a little up in the air, so let's make this whole idea of daily, consistent action solid with a really powerful story. So the story goes like this. There's this simple craftsman, and he makes this wild declaration that he's going to build a magnificent temple on the highest, toughest mountain around. He's got no money, no crew, no fancy tools. And, of course, the villagers, they just laugh at him, call him a fool. But this guy, he had a simple rule. Every single day, he would carry one stone to the top of that mountain. After a month, it was just 30 stones. Pathetic, right? A year goes by, it's a small pile. The villagers are openly mocking him now, telling him he's wasting his life. But then, 5 years later, they wake up one morning and there it is. a stunning, completed temple gleaming in the sunrise. They all race up the mountain, totally stunned, asking him, "How did you do it? What kind of magic is this?" He just looks at them, holds up his calloused hands, and says, "This isn't magic, it's math. One stone every day." That's the secret right there. And this one stone principle isn't just for building temples, right? It's a universal law. In your finances, it's the small daily savings that compound into a fortune. In your health, it's the simple 10-minute daily walk that keeps you young. In your relationships, it's that one small kind word every day. And for your own growth, reading just 10 lines a day means you've absorbed entire books worth of knowledge in a year. And if you want to see the math behind the magic, here it is. If you improve by just 1% every single day, by the end of 1 year, you won't be 365% better. No, because of the power of compounding, you will be nearly 37 times better. That is the explosive, almost unbelievable power of consistency. So the theory is clear. The evidence is pretty darn compelling. Now, it is time to turn all this knowledge into real action. Let's frame this as a concrete 90-day challenge where you build your own system. Here's the roadmap. Phase 1, the first 30 days, is all about just showing up for just 5 minutes a day. The goal isn't to get amazing results, it's just to be present. In Phase 2, something cool happens. Your identity starts to shift. You stop saying, "I'm trying to work out," and you start thinking, "I am a person who works out." And by Phase 3, that's when the magic of momentum kicks in. You don't have to push yourself anymore. The habit actually starts to pull you. You become unstoppable. Ultimately, you're standing at a fork in the road. One path is wide, it's easy, and it's crowded with the 97%. It's comfortable, it's full of great excuses, and it leads straight to a destination called regret. The other path, it's steep, it's a little lonely at first, and it definitely requires effort, but it's the one that leads to the summit. And as you're making your choice, just remember this one critical truth. We all love the idea of starting something new. It feels great, but starting is the easy part. The world doesn't celebrate starters, it celebrates finishers. So, that brings us to the end of this explainer, but really, it brings us to the beginning of your real work. The only question left is the only one that truly matters. Forget about the temple for a minute. Forget about next year. All that matters is right now, today. Are you ready to lift your first stone?